Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, hey, way too fast. Way too fast. I gotta go. I'm in the zone. Foot on the gas. Foot on the gas. Yeah, yeah, yeah. GPS. I got goals. I know where to go, so I never crash. Yeah. Hey, hey, way too fast. Way too fast. I gotta go. I'm in the zone. Foot on the gas. Foot on the gas. Yeah. Hey, GPS. I got goals. I know where to go, so I never crash. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in the end zone. Where did he go? You way too slow, homie, I been gone. I know you see, I got the rings, homie, I been flown. Me and the team going for rings, that is the end goal. Hey, I go beast mode, all on the world like Eco. I go crazy like CeeLo, can't stop me like Chico's. I'm suave like Rico, can't be mine no repo. This my home like Depot, can't deny like Vito. Hey, hey, way too fast. I gotta go, I'm in the zone, foot on the gas. Foot on the gas, yeah, yeah, yeah. GPS, I got goals, I know where to go, so I never crash. Hey, hey, way too fast. I gotta go, I'm in the zone, foot on the gas. Foot on the gas, yeah. Hey, GPS, I got goals, I know where to go, so I never crash.
I listen to everybody else's perspective. As I try to give mine, I get pushback, cut off, pushback, cut off, pushback, cut off. So I'm just trying to wait so I can at least get my full thought out so that you can at least understand where I'm coming from. But I understand, I get it. It's so different from what other people feel is right that they can't help but to jump up and say, no, you're wrong. Modern woman, blah, 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 blah. And I get it. But I just want to give my perspective. Like I let everybody give their perspective. I want to be heard like everybody else is heard on the panel. I'm waiting patiently. I'm being quiet. Even when they jump in on me. The first few, I'm patient. But it's five at a time. They just, it's nonstop. So it's like, okay, now I'm getting irritated. Then
I think that for me, like growing up and being in certain environments, and I'm very observant when I go out and how I am around people. And what I've seen now has happened to me, how people backstab people very quickly and how girls turn on girls and how guys be messing with their homeboys chicks. And I just don't think like everybody wants to call everybody their friend. Well, that's cool. They can do that, but I don't do that. I think that calling someone your friend or your family, I take very highly of that. So just because you have conversations online with somebody, okay, you want to think that's your friend, cool, right? But me, I don't treat it like that because I feel like trust has to be earned with me. So when trust is earned during a certain time period, then you might, get up to that extra level, then the extra level, then you might become a friend.
I think pretty much just like LA, except minus the beaches for the most part. And I had a culture shock when I moved out here, though. All these black people, I'm like, okay, it's a bunch of black people here, but I don't see a bunch of anybody else here like how I see in LA. So that was a culture shock for me, most definitely. In the club scene out here is way better, in my opinion, just because if they stay open later.
How late?
Well, back in the 90s, in the 1900s, as my kids would say.
Oh, they're wrong for that one.
Yeah. But back in the 90s, the clubs would close in LA at like around maybe 2, maybe 3 o'clock, if I remember correctly. I think it was 3 o'clock. It definitely wasn't no 4 o'clock.
So around that time, a lot of us would go over to the manosphere spaces or whatever. And what a lot of us started noticing, or at least this is what I noticed individually, and I didn't find out till later that a lot of guys had that same concern, which was whenever we brought up topics that were more specific to black men's experiences, it was kind of like they didn't want to touch on those topics. They wanted to keep the topics more general, just about men in general. But the problem was there were certain issues that were more specific to Black men that we wanted to address. So when I started, putting out my content, there were other guys that came along, and this is after what we call like 1.0. Like those brothers that I just named, like Thug Titian and all of them, they don't call themselves Black Manosphere, but
right,
that came after them, me and a few other guys, I started calling it Black Manosphere to kind of separate and differentiate ourselves from the other group. And so because we wanted to pay homage to the dudes that came before us, we started calling it 2.0. So 1.0, even though that's an unofficial name, it was meant to basically pay homage to the dudes that came before us. But when 2.0 came in, we kind of took things, to another level. We kind of took things to another level with a lot of guys having a great deal of success. You know what I'm saying? Some of the names like Kevin Samuels, there's a few guys. I won't mention everybody, but there are even guys that are not technically what you would call Black Manosphere, but they kind of fall under the same umbrella because people forcibly put them under that umbrella, even though they don't really identify as that. You feel what I'm saying?
What's going on, y'all? What's up? This is a chill stream today because I just want to play with these some of the features on here since now the internet want to act right. So we'll see what's up. Kojak, what's good, man? How you feeling, man? Hold on, let me text the girl. Was it by the end? Okay. Where we at? All right. So now it seems like I could share screens without it lagging. I don't know how that happened. I went for. Wait, what? Hold on. Peer review only within the oh, this. That's crazy. Okay. I'm sorry. This girl's texting me, and I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her. All right. Let's try this share screen thing. Let's see. Uh. Yeah, this is just a chill stream anyway. So whoever want to come up is cool. I don't care. This actually might help out with the process even more. So let me try to. Because one thing I know is going to lag regardless on this desktop part, but okay, now she got me. This woman got me googling new words and shit. Uh, Investigation into how biological system components or behavioral process. Okay. Okay, so let's try this because she trying to be funny. Let's go here. Let's go ahead and share the screen. Let's see. All right. Okay, so right now everything should be good. Okay, this is good. This is great. I wish I could actually look this up. Okay, so all right, let's go here. Almost done. Yeah, give me 1 second. 1 second. And I ain't watched Friday Night SmackDown or Saturday Night Main Event. I guess I got something to do today. All right, so let's see how this is looking. Oh, that's the YouTube itself that is lagging. Okay, so all right, let's continue. And who knows, I might just depending on how I had this set up, I might just do it like this. Let me see something. Nope, didn't want to do that. Yeah, definitely didn't want to do that. Mm-mm. Yeah, I actually prefer this style a little bit better. Or actually, what's this? I don't mind this right here. And no, I'm gonna read that when we get to a minute. Okay. What about here? Yeah, I don't mind this one right here. This is cool. Actually, this is a little bit too small to be read. So let's actually get back right here. Can I actually zoom in on this? Yeah. All right. So hold on. You lucky. I'm was yep, that was good. We figured that was gonna happen. So, like I said, um, no surprise here. But let's continue. All right, so the Gen Z reading crisis is becoming impossible to ignore as professors report students struggling to read and process full sentences. A new report from Fortune reveals that even at elite institutions, instructors are being found forced to dish assignments to read line by line out loud. The decline is being blamed on a scanning culture fueled by TikTok, social media, and a reliance of AI generated summaries. Well, well, one thing I always tell people, you might be able to read, sure. Reading out loud, that's different. There's a reason why Ryan Seacrest got paid a lot of money to do what he did. They said all he's doing is reading. Some people cannot read out loud to save their lives. Let's continue. It's not even an ability to critically think, said Jessica Hooten Wilson, a professor of great books at Pepperdine University. It's an inability to read sentences. Wilson admitted she now spends class time tap dancing and reading passages out loud because she can no longer count on students to do the work at home. Even when you read it in class with them, there's so much they can't process about the very words that are on the page, she added. Okay, this is very interesting. Technically I have a thing on that, but I'm just want to reserve my judgments. There we go. The issue isn't limited to undergraduate programs. At Northwestern University Kellogg School of Management, one of the nation's top tier business schools, a professor revealed that up to half of the students every semester now identify as novice or reluctant reader. Excuse me. Experts believe years of standardized testing, which encourage scanning for specific answers rather than deep comprehension, has robbed a generation of the ability to engage with lengthy text. Okay, that's crazy. University of Notre Dame theology professor Timothy O'Malley has seen the shift firsthand. He noted that early in his career, assigning 25 to 40 pages per class was the norm. Today, if you sign that amount of reading, they often do not know what to do. O'Malley said he warned the students are increasingly using AI for cliff notes, which ultimately misses the nuances of the material. And we can stop right there. The rest is on balleralert.com. So, with that being the situation, ladies and gentlemen, I have always said the culture that we are currently in, it is a text message culture. I've always, and I do mean always said that. Kojak says, sounds about right. At my alma mater, they came out with a reading and writing test when I was a student. I'm the only person to ever get a perfect score, and the test started in 2012. Shout out to my motherfucking nigga, Kojak. Man, you let them know who the fuck you are. That's 313 all day. Round of applause for Kojak, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, yo, why can't I not hear the applause? What's going on here? Let's try this again. All right, we're going to have to fix that. So, I do think we are in a text message culture. Given what the words they said, I'll call it text message culture because when it comes to that, now more so than ever, I do believe we are. Well, obviously, with the exception of the technology prior to AI coming out, you really have to go out your way to misspell a text message. Like I'm with Apple, they get it right for me on the regular stuff, and on top of that, I also got Grammarly as well. So you definitely have no choice but to send the right text messages, unless, like I said, you voluntarily went out your way to do it. To prove what point, don't know. To say that Gen Z is struggling to read, it doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't surprise me. Even in the case of now, let's also get into another thing, comprehension skills of your sentences. Let me tell you guys something. When it comes to me reading, um, I got to read things over and over again just to make sure I know what I'm reading and what it's about. Especially if it's something that I'm just not interested in reading. So you can like even let me throw this out there when it comes to uh reading reading the Bible sometimes, unless I pick a much simpler translation, it's going to be hard for me to sit there and uh tell you what everything that I read. Now, one thing that my dad did growing up and I do appreciate is this: read 3 verses and tell me what you read. Read 3 verses, then tell me what you read. Three and keep it pushing. No, three, explain, keep it pushing. Three, explain, keep it pushing. That's how I was able to I'll tell you some of the information that I read from the Bible because I just read a little bit, pay attention to what I was reading to, and now I can easily comprehend everything. So we start from the NCB, the New Century Version, then we go from the NIV to the New American Standards. King James, for the most part, is still a difficult read, which is just the uh, the textile of it. So that's just me. That's my personal uh struggles. But when it comes to reading something, like I said, I'm really not interested in reading. I just have trouble comprehending at the time. And now some people say, so are you interested? You're not interested in reading the Bible? You're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. I'm supposed to do a lot of things. That doesn't mean that that's something I want to properly do at the current moment. There's a difference. I never said the Bible's not important. I never said I'm not supposed to read the Bible. I don't want to read the Bible. It's just it's a time and place for everything. And personally, when it comes to reading the Bible, there are some things that are very easy to comprehend because of my uh, studies of the Bible previously. But when it comes to any book, and I'm talking about any book, if I don't care to read it at that moment, you can put whatever money you want on the line. I'm just not interested in reading. I will come back to it later when I have the desire to read the Bible or to read these long text messages. Long I said text messages. Long text messages as well. I'm not care to read half of that stuff that I receive. Hey China, how you doing, sweetheart? So and she would say, "You saying this and you about to go to church?" Yes, because I this is what I want to do. I want to go to church. I want to learn about God. I want to get more into with my faith and my practices. Powerless and oh, poor sweetheart. Yes. For those who are stuck in this winter storm, please take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Hopefully, you guys were able to stock up. It is not snowing or anything like that in Houston. My power is still on, as yet you guys can obviously see. Um, and yeah, so everything for the most part is Gucci on my end. I hope all my people out there stay safe. China, you too, please. Be safe out there. But when it comes to Gen Z, I guess it goes to why are they not comfortable with reading, let alone reading line by line, and again reading out loud. That is a question that has to be asked, like a real question that has to be asked. Now, here's one thing I can say is this: when I was in high school, I'm not saying there was no teachers who didn't do their jobs. I would say this: had I known what I know now back then, I think the outcomes would have been a little bit different. I personally believe that. And as far as doing more, Some teachers could have done more, sure, but brings up another problem. Number one, are you there because it's a job, or are you there because it's a career? Those who do treat it as a career are willing to do whatever they can because they love what they do. And there are some people say, I'm just here for a paycheck, which is being a teacher is a bad idea because essentially they don't get paid that much. You could say they get paid better now, sure, but you want to take into account the economy, the taking account of inflation, then you can say, all right, they might be right back where they was at. So there's that caveat when it comes to the learning system about getting people there who really care about the kids. And I would say, if you want these teachers to care about the kids, and I'm pretty sure they do, well, some of them do, I think they should be properly compensated. That's what I've always said. You got to properly compensate these teachers who are essentially overglorified babysitters for 7 to 8 hours a day. So I don't know if this is on when it comes to grade schools, I don't know if this is on the teachers or this is on the leadership of the schools, which is essentially the superintendents or the district officers, as what we call them back here in Houston. You don't care about these kids, and yet some of these kids really want to go to college and make something of themselves, and now they are wetting the bed in front of their professors. Like, something here is not making sense. Yeah, Kojak, that's crazy. And that's insane. And when it comes to grants, that didn't let me not go there. Yes, the fact Gen Z not is sucks to read out loud is crazy. Matter of fact, I'm being told this is before I did something with my son's room. They said when it comes to the clocks on the wall, I don't know if this is a cap or someone was trolling, but they said when it comes to reading the clock on the wall, they have to switch to digital because the kids don't know how to read the lines, like the minutes, the seconds, and the hours on the clock. And I'm like, what? It's real simple. The fast hand, not like the fast hand. It makes a full rotation every 60 seconds. That's a minute. The long hand, it makes a full rotation every 60 minutes. That's an hour. The shorthand, one full rotation equals 12 hours. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. And also, if I remember correctly, they're disavowing writing in cursive. And I'm looking like, no, because I remember when I was in the second grade. It was second grade. Yeah, because I remember in second grade, you have to learn how to write in cursive. And I find this to be extremely problematic because all these things that actually helped us exceed is like, what are you doing to this generation behind us? Yeah, matter of fact, what year when does Gen Z start? I want to see something real quick. Like the only upside to this is some of the people who are Gen Z. Well, actually, let me double check because I gotta know when does the millennium start? When does Gen Z? No, when does millennium end and when does Gen Z start? I just think this thing to pull up. All right, I might be doing Might be doing a little bit too much. Let me get rid of that, and stick with this. So Gen Z starts at 1990. Okay, so Gen Z starts at 1997. I was able to get that fixed before my computer did what it did. I might need to get a new multi. So Millennial in at 96 and Gen Z starts at 1997. Cool. So who are these knuckleheads that unfortunately I'm forced to deal with? 97, 7. So that means the Gen Z right now, you're born in 97, then that means you're 29 years old. Lovely. Then I can say this. The only good news is when it comes to Gen Z, I'm pretty sure it's off the backs of the millennials, but I'll give credit to Gen Z. The fact that is they're making a lot more money now than our generation have, and that's how it's supposed to be. Just like I expect Gen Alpha to kick their asses as well, or Beta, or Charlie, however they tend to keep that shit going. So the good news is at least they got the money to take care and provide themselves. Now, I hope they're financially illiterate, which most people, and I don't care what generation you want to pull, most people are not financially literate at all. So, yes, restore, please. But yeah, that was alarming, and that's something to use. But now keep this in mind, and like I said, this was the Empire 2. This wasn't even a real stream. Hell, I might repurpose this as get it off your chest. But let me mute that. Yeah, I might actually repurpose this as get it off your chest. But you're gonna have to say whose fault it is. And although you have a abysmal system in grade schools for Gen Z, and you can only imagine what Gen Alpha is, or even Gen Beta or something like that. One thing I could probably say is this. And they want to say, well, we blame our parents. And my question is, who's the parents of those who was born in 1997? Um, hmm. Teenage pregnancy was a thing. So you can definitely say it was, because I was born in 87. So if I had to add 5 years, well, minus 5 years to that, that's 1982 and on forward. So you're definitely looking at Generation X and maybe a couple, maybe early millennials. The early millennials will be to blame for that reason why Gen Z seems like they're down bad. Now the question is, do I expect that to last forever? No. Matter of fact, I think Gen Alpha will probably kick their asses as far as coming out the gate in reading, if you want to do it on a comparison level. And that will be then my generation as well. So if that's okay, that's Gen Z. So let's call it Gen A. Ooh, my neck. Yep, 2010 and 2024. My son is definitely 2018. Okay, yeah, they're gonna get that right. Yeah, Gen Alpha is going to be the restart. Like I said, Gen Z is doing fine for the most part as far as the money part goes. But when it comes to the total package, as far as reading, writing, and finance, and also saw something and also I'll credit this to Gen Z, that I saw a study that says they're running back to the church as well. So salute to them for that one. I think Gen Alpha is going to have a couple of missing pieces that Gen Z was missing. Gen Alpha is going to have that, and they're going to correct that, and they're going to actually establish themselves when it comes to that. My son's generation, because those who was born who are millennials and waited till around this time to have a child these years to have children. Those kids are already set. Grayson's already said. I credit when it comes to the education a part of it. Also, like I said, I've always credit his mother for that. When it comes to the behavior part and getting that boy in check, that's me. So all the missing pieces, the Gen A already has that, because that has been the typical dynamic of moms and dads is instilling some type of values into the children. So I will say that. But yeah, let me try that again. I don't know why I did that. So yeah, Gen Z, I get it, but here's the one thing I will say: they're not off the hooks. You need to go read a book. I know this because unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, some of the people that I get into it with are Gen Z. Now they think because they make the most money, we should listen to them the way that they need to be listened to. I'm like, here's the thing: I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna do a better job than what the baby boomers did, but I'm going to listen, not with the intent to respond, to comprehend. I say compromise, to comprehend what you're saying. And when you start talking, so you know that I'm paying attention to you, I am going to repeat what you said, because that's ultimately going to be where my rebuttal resides, if there is one to be there. When people who are seceding and they're trying to help you, shut up and let them help, if you choose to. And that's only if you choose to. But if you can continue to be a dimwit, I'm gonna let you be a dimwit. There's this one particular dude who's 21 years old. He always comes in these rooms, talk like he knows everything. He said, "I'm rich, I'm married, I got a child, so you guys should be listening to me." And I was telling one other person about that, and she tried to side with him, like, he has all these things, so you guys should listen to him. And I said, and I'm trying to tell the dumb individual, we are listening to him, and we know what he's saying is flawed. You can have you can have all the tools, but you don't know how to use it. What good are you? Usually that's where the checkmate comes into play, but sometimes you just gotta show people pity and be nice with them. But I want to do that. This computer is still a bit of a lag. This thing, well, yeah, it's still lagging. It kicked me while I was about to read the passage, but it's all good. Like I said, I'm gonna go back and download this, edit, repurpose it, and figure it out. But right now, I'm about to go start heading to church. And okay, that's right. That's that stupid crap. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. And thank you guys for the support this week. Showing video of Corey hitting that female. We did 101 yesterday with Tara. Salute to baby girl. And that is it, y'all. I am out of here. I'm about to go to church. Kojak, peace and blessings. China, thank you, sweetheart. To my friend who's watching, I assume you're supposed to be writing your chapters. Since I know you're not, I'm gonna be calling you, seeing just to bother you. But let's get out of here, y'all. BTS Show, Christopher J. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.
It's a mess, but hey, don't even worry about it.